Hi friends, Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. Hey, I want to talk about 3 basic states that a person can be in with regard to readiness. Readiness is very important, I think, because life is constantly changing inside and out, and in order to maintain our balance, health, safety, equilibrium, well-being, we need to make adjustments because the changes are happening inside and out. And if you don't change at all, you start to lose your balance. You have to be in motion to keep your balance. And so Tai Chi people, of course, we sort of worship balance. So we need to cultivate a sense of readiness because the next moment is going to call upon us to make an adjustment, small or large, in order to keep our balance. So we need to be ready to adjust, ready to move, ready to adjust, whatever it takes, right? So we want to be as ready as we can for the next thing. So the 3 states that I like to think about are not ready, ready to be ready, and full on ready. So guess which one I like? So not ready is to me like best exemplified posture-wise in having your legs straight and your pelvis pushed forward, right? So I'll illustrate it a little bit here. I'll step back a little bit. I'm going to straighten my legs. I'm locking my legs, see, and I'm pushing my pelvis forward like this. There's no hip crease here at all, and my legs are straight in the back. I'm really exaggerating this, right? So this is not ready. I cannot move now, really, unless I pass through this state and then move, right? So that would be not ready. It's tight, it's stiff, it's committed to a solid position. It's holding its position hard, and with no responsiveness potential. It's very locked together. So that state, however that expresses itself in life, is a liability because it's not ready to change, and change is inevitable. So now I'll go to the other end of the spectrum. Fully ready is knees bent and hip crease here, knees over the toes, of course, but here, and not twisting, I mean, and there's a big hip crease here. So picture a shortstop ready for the ball to come, or you're ready for a tennis serve, right? Or however you hold a tennis racket. I don't really know to play tennis, right? So full ready, not ready. And then what I call ready to be ready. The hip crease is there, it's just there a little bit. The knees are bent, but just a little bit. And this is 1 step away from full ready. This is 2 steps away from full ready. Which is why I recommend cultivating that middle one. Because here's the thing. While going through life ready, as alert and ready as you can be, like a guard or a security person, right? Or a bouncer. Full on ready is expensive to your body. It's an adrenalized, hyper alert, strong, ready state. Imagine you're waiting to return a 90-mile-an-hour tennis serve, right? You're standing there alertness, waiting for that tennis serve, right? All the time. That's the way you are. Obviously, it's expensive. It's extremely tiring. So you can't go through life that way. You can go through periods of life that way, moments, hours, maybe even a season, but it starts to wear and tear on the noggin and on the body, right? So ready is too expensive to maintain. Not ready is a dangerous. I hesitate to say stupid, but it's dangerous. I watch a lot of fail videos, and I see a lot of people trip and fall, and a lot of people just destroy themselves because they're not ready for the next thing that's going to happen. They're not ready at all. They're walking stiff-legged, they're staring at their phone, whatever, but they're not aware of what's going on inside and out. And so when change comes suddenly, they're often caught off guard and end up injured. So not ready is foolish. Completely ready is expensive. But ready to be ready is easy to maintain. It's easy to maintain, and the cost, the bang for the buck here is fantastic. All it means is keep a little bit of crease in your hip crease right here where the hips meet the thighs, right? Just a little crease there. That connects your core to your legs. And a little bend in your knees creates a connection between your core, legs, and the ground. Stiffen your legs and your connection with the ground gets very thin. Sit a little bit and it's there. And you're ready to be readier. If you trip, you're ready to absorb some of the impact. It's a totally different state than this, not ready. And then this, ready all the time. It's just a little bit, yeah, totally different from not ready. It feels different. If you're not used to it, your legs will be working a lot and you might not be used to this hip crease. It'll put more work into your thighs and they might shake a little bit. You can go back to your old ways of standing. But anytime you notice it, bend your knees, sit into that hip crease. And that will make you ready to be ready, ready to be readier. And you'll already be a little bit ready. And that goes for martial arts, daily life, all the time. I want a signal of some kind to remind me, like those Got Milk shirts, you know. And my slogan would be ready. So I started just saying to my students all the time as we practice, just periodically as we're moving through a form or something, I'll just go, ready? Meaning like, are you ready to change, or are you just locked into the form? Are you ready? Are your options open? And I decided that I wanted a little signal for myself to remind myself to be like ready. So I started telling my students at first, you know, anytime you think of me, anytime you think of this band shell where I teach, anytime you think of Tai Chi or think of practicing or anything to do with Tai Chi, just ask yourself at that moment, ready? and sit into the hip crease, bend your knees a little bit. And then I started thinking, I want some kind of reminder. So what I did was I bought some little yin-yang stickers about an inch in diameter, just a typical little yin-yang symbol. And I got one on the wall in front of my computer here. I got one on the door back there. I've got one on the. I've just put a few strategically around my home, and I even stuck one up at the band shell, just as a little reminder that when I see that, ready? So if you need a little reminder, you know, some dots or some yin-yang signs are the best thing, I think. So I see that and I just think ready, and then use that as a little, just a little tiny little test. Say, hey, ready? And pretty soon being ready will be habitual. And then if you have to drop to full ready, if something happens that you know, surprises you, then you're just one step away. It's inexpensive to maintain energetically. At first it might be a little work for your legs, but not nearly as expensive as going through life hyper ready, and not nearly expensive as your medical bills when you go through life not ready. So you know, live in the middle. Once again, in a dynamic conversation between yin and yang, firm and soft, hard and yielding. So take good care. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Grateful comments or comments that anything I do is helpful is always appreciated. That's why I'm doing this. I don't make much money from my various digital tip jars, but you know, I do every once in a while, and that's always nice. But the main thing is just to be helpful. So if any of this is helpful, do let me know. All right, take care.